Welcome to our Lexion monitor installation guide for Lexus vehicles. Before we begin, let's cover some important safety precautions. Always work on a flat, level surface and ensure your parking brake is fully engaged. While disconnecting your battery's negative terminal is generally good practice, it's not strictly necessary for this particular installation, so you can proceed without doing so if you prefer. Here are the components included in our kit: the Lexion monitor, the main harness, and a small connector for integrating the factory rear-view camera. For the installation, you'll need a 10mm socket wrench, a trim removal tool, and a Phillips screwdriver. We also recommend preparing a cloth or blanket to protect your interior surfaces from scratches during the process. Now let's start the installation. First, remove the radio front panel on the passenger side. You can use a panel remover tool or simply pull the bottom part of the panel by hand to detach it. After removing the panel, to make it easier to test the unit later with the engine on, detach the engine ignition switch from the panel and plug it back into its connector. Unscrew the two 10mm bolts located at the bottom of the radio. Before pulling out the radio, lay down a blanket to prevent scratches. Then carefully remove the radio. Once the radio is out, use a remover tool to detach the two connectors plugged into its back. Next, we'll remove the factory monitor. There are 3 retaining clips on the inside top of the plastic cover. While you could use a small, short Phillips screwdriver to remove them one by one, they can be stubborn. I find it easier to insert a remover tool at the top of the panel and pry it open, forcing the pins out. This method is more convenient. When removing this plastic cover, the dashboard can easily get scratched, so it's crucial to lay down a blanket. A slightly thinner blanket is better than a very thick one. It's also a good idea to apply masking tape all around the dashboard. The plastic cover typically makes contact with the upper left and lower right edges of the dashboard, so be very careful and remove it slowly and cautiously from these areas. Since the plastic cover is made of soft plastic, it's flexible, so squeeze it gently as you pull it out. After that, I remove the 3 retaining pins from the top of the cover. Similarly, remove the retaining clips from the back. The monitor is secured by 4 10mm bolts. The top 2 are usually easy to reach, but the bottom 2 are located deeper. To prevent them from falling, use a magnetic tool or long-nosed pliers to carefully remove them. Now, connect the 2 original connectors you unplugged from the back of the factory radio, as shown in the video. When plugging in the main connector, it might be a bit tight, so align the retaining clips properly and push firmly. Be careful not to break the gray retaining clip.
Look in one of the Milwaukee bag, one of them. Yeah. No, the one on the above the freaking the other one. Yeah, look on that one.
Route the USB ports neatly towards the passenger side.
USB 1 is for updates, music, or video playback, while USB 2 is for wired CarPlay and Android Auto. After removing the leather panel, route the USBs as shown in the video. Instead of routing the 2 top connectors one by one, I recommend taping them together to form a single unit.
So you don't need that plug, huh?
then routing them from the far right corner up towards the monitor area. The space isn't too narrow, so routing should be manageable. Tape up any unused connectors securely to prevent rattling noises. To integrate the factory rear view camera, plug the small white Lexion connector into the black factory connector. Then plug the yellow male RCA plug into the back video in female RCA jack.
So must the back video in. Need to check. Okay. We're gonna lose it.
The other identically colored RCA jack is for an aftermarket front camera, so if you don't need it, secure it properly as well. Once all connections are made, turn on the engine and perform a preliminary test to ensure everything is working correctly. For the rear view camera settings, you must go to the rear view camera settings and select CVBS NTSC for the factory rear view camera to display correctly. If your factory joystick controller doesn't work or the original screen isn't displayed in the correct aspect ratio while on the Lexus factory screen, swipe your finger from the far left edge of the monitor to the right to reveal a hidden menu.
Looks like this. Looks like this. Need to set it here like this.
Testing vary depending on the vehicle model, options, and year, so change the settings to match your specific vehicle and then perform another function test.
Full screen. Jog mouse. Everything's work. So now I put it back everything.
Once the function test is complete, secure the radio. Since a large connector has been added to the back of the radio, if you push it in directly, there won't be enough space and the bolt holes won't align correctly. Do not force it in. Instead, guide the connectors behind the radio to a more spacious area below, then push the radio in. It should slide in easily. Secure the radio firmly with the 10mm bolts, then plug the ignition switch back into the radio front panel and secure the panel. The USBs routed to the passenger side can either be left exposed or hidden inside the leather panel if you don't need frequent access. I chose to hide mine inside the leather panel, but you can easily remove it to access the USBs when needed.
If you want to hide it, so you just can. Here. So easy. Easy stuff.
Secure the monitor firmly with the 4 10mm bolts. Be careful not to drop the bolts inside the dashboard.
There are two protective films on the Lexion monitor. While you can peel off just the first layer and leave the second as a protective film, it's worth noting that air bubbles might appear later on. For monitors deeply set, such as those in a GS vehicle, it's generally recommended to remove both protective films. If you find the second film challenging to remove due to its thickness, a good tip is to apply strong adhesive tape like 3M and pull it off, or gently peel it from the edges using a plastic card. Please avoid using your fingernails to remove the film, as this could cause injury.
Most important parts. Must squeeze it.
Finally, attach the monitor cover included in the product box by transferring the clips from your original cover. Similar to removing the cover, to prevent scratches on the dashboard, make sure to place a blanket where the cover and dashboard meet, and then slowly squeeze it in.
Dude, your car is so easy. Like to take off, like to get to the screen, and then when you take off the screen, if you ever want to upgrade the center speaker, it's right there.
That's it.
Reinsert the 3 retaining pins to secure the top. If the clip legs are splayed, they won't insert easily, so squeeze them together before inserting.
Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. Thank you.